Brighton Radio Play Society presents to you Are You Being Served? Starring in no particular order, Phil Lagden as Mr. Granger, John Taylor as Mr. Humphreys, Bernard Parker as Mr. Rumbold, Pat Keeble as Miss Brahms, Sybil Henderson as Mrs. Slocombe, Howard Cutter as Mr. Lucas, Will Savage as Mash, Chris Kirk as Captain Peacock, Paul Twilley as Man in Shop, Kathleen Corbett as Lady in Shop, Lucy Carl as Nurse, Sue Coursey, Editor, Paul Twilley and Chris Kirk as Directors.
Good morning, Mash.
Good morning, Rumbold.
Mr. Rumbold.
Sorry, sir. I forgot I was one of the humble workers.
What are you doing, Mr. Mash?
Just cleaning up the models for the Common Market Sales Week. This is the French bridal nightie. Note the fur muff around the knees to keep the bride's ears warm during the honeymoon.
Do you have to do that now?
Oh, yes. Mrs. Slocombe said they wanted titivating.
You don't have to use a dirty old wet rag. Surely a feather duster would have the same effect.
Last time I put a feather duster up her nightie, it had a remarkable effect. I've still got the scars.
Good morning, Mr. Rumbold.
Good morning, Miss Brahms.
Blimey, it nearly killed me carrying this load.
Congratulations, darling. How long have you been in the club?
Since this morning, stuffing a pillow up my shirt was the only way I could get a seat on the train.
Mr. Mash, could you stop sponging down that model in front of Miss Brahms?
Sorry, sir. Can I give her a going over with the goblin? I'm talking about the model.
Oh, all right. Get on with it.
Close your eyes, darling. Hold your breath. Blimey, look at that. Her knickers have come off.
Oh, Mr. Mash, you are disgusting.
What are you going on about? I bet it's not the first time you lost your knickers in a tube.
Morning, all.
Good heavens, you've broken your leg. What have you been doing?
Nothing, it's not real.
I hope it's a bit warmer on the Costa Plonka than it is here.
Just think of it, Shirley. You and me under the Spanish stars, dancing cheek to cheek.
Yeah, with the rest of the department watching, you'll have to behave yourself.
That won't be easy. The sight of you in your bikini will drive me wild with desire.
I'll shove you in the pool to cool you off.
Do you think they'll have a pool?
Well, it said so in the brochure.
Come here, I've built a ticket on the deep end.
Get off!
With your figure, you won't need water wings.
Pity you haven't got bigger ear holes.
Why?
If you could get a toothbrush in there, I'd clean your mind out. Good morning, Mr. Granger.
Good morning. I wonder if you could help me. I have my old bag in the lift.
Oh, did you persuade Mrs. Granger to come as well?
Just because we're going on holiday together, you're not entitled to be facetious, Mr. Lucas. These travel pills are not agreeing with me at all.
They're supposed to be for the plane, not the bus.
I know that, Miss Brahms. I thought I'd better try them out in case I needed pills to get over the travel pills.
What happened to Captain Peacock this morning?
I saw him in the sports department purchasing some new balls.
He's determined to enjoy his holiday, isn't he?
Good morning, Captain Peacock.
Ah, I see you're all ahead of me. Is everybody ready for the holiday?
I'm sorry, I'm not coming with you in a way.
Yes, I understand the Grace Brothers holiday deal was not available to manual and unskilled labour.
Oh no, it wasn't that. I'm booked for the Seychelles, because royalty goes there. I've been to all them Spanish places. A bit common if you ask me.
Lucas, I see you have 3 pencils in your pocket again. 1 is sufficient.
Yes, Captain Peacock. Shall I keep the hard one or the soft one?
If you had troubled to read the memo from the accounts department, you would have seen that they prefer ballpoints. Right, Mr. Lucas?
Ballpoints, Captain Peacock?
Any questions?
Yes, sir. What's small, green and furry with 6 legs?
Why do you ask, Mr. Lucas?
Whatever it is, it's just crept out of your carnation. It's on your collar now.
Oh, deal with it, Mr. Lucas.
Certainly, sir. There, it's dead. Will there be anything else, sir?
Yes, get me a 15.5 collar from stock, will you?
Drat this thing. The damn door is stuck again.
It's Mrs Slocombe. She's stuck in the lift.
It's time someone sorted this dratted thing.
Come on, we'll help you.
Pass your things out.
Take Mrs Slocombe's cases.
How am I going to get down?
Well, you'll have to back out.
Would you mind holding my pussy?
Mrs Slocombe, you're not taking your cat to Spain with you.
Of course not. I'm dropping it into the pet department till I get back. Oh dear, I hope I haven't forgotten my passport.
Oh, Mrs Slocombe, you're showing us your Union Jack knickers.
Don't worry. If you're showing Spanish customs what you're showing us, I'm sure they'll know you're British.
Captain Peacock, would you make Mr. Lucas avert his gaze?
I'll come and help you myself.
What makes you think that would be any better? I bought these for the Common Market Week.
Let's hope there's no national disaster. Otherwise you'll have to wear them at half-mast.
Couldn't I have a ladder?
You've already got one. It goes very nearly out of sight.
Bat you in the ear hole when I get done.
Here's a chair, Mr Slocombe.
Thank you, Miss Brabs. At least somebody's a lady. Now I want you all to look the other way before I start climbing down.
Underneath the arches, tickle, tickle, tickle.
Ooh, get off, Mr. Mash. I'm trying to get down.
I like to spread some happiness everywhere I pass. That's why I took a bit of fluff off Mrs Slocombe's.
Mr Mash!
That man. Ooh, what a humiliating experience.
I think it's upset your pussy. It's meowing.
Get behind your counter, Mr Lucas. The store will be open in a few minutes. And where are you going, Mr Granger?
I'm afraid the thought of flying has brought a touch of my gastric problems back on, Captain Peacock. So with your permission, I'm off to the little boy's room.
Oh, you have my permission.
It's just as well.
By the way, they will have one on the airplane, won't they?
If they don't, Mr. Granger, we'll tell the driver to stop just for you.
Can they do that? You know, I've often... Oh!
It has all the makings of an interesting flight. Mrs Slocombe, I see you haven't signed the book.
All this red tape. I should have thought a sales assistant with my seniority would be past all that sort of thing.
Quite right, Mrs. Slocombe. Let's face it, you're past most sorts of things.
Can you hear me clearly, Mr. Lucas?
Yes, Mrs. Slocombe.
Well, would you mind shutting your cake hole? Captain Peacock, the juniors these days are very poor quality, are they not?
What bear?
Oh, they are, Mrs Slocombe.
Is it true that Mrs. Peacock won't be accompanying us on our vacation?
Sadly, no, Mrs Slocombe.
Well, we'll have to watch it, won't we?
Watch what, Mrs Slocombe?
Well, you know, two unattached persons thrown together on a foreign shore, hot tropical nights, pulsating music, a couple of rum and cokes, and who knows what could happen.
Don't worry, Mrs Slocombe. You may rely on me to behave like a gentleman.
Yes, I thought so. Oh, I can hardly see this book to write my name.
Get plastered again last night then, did you?
Certainly not. We just had a few gin and tonics. Well, one of those tonics must have been bad. They are sometimes, you know, because I came over all dizzy and Mrs Axelby had to put me to bed.
Not with Mr Axelby.
Certainly not Miss Brabs.
Talking of pubs reminds me of a bit of doggerel I picked up at the mess.
Really? What's that?
On the chest of a barmaid from Sale was tattooed all the prices of ale, whilst upon her behind, for the sake of the blind, was precisely the same, but in braille.
Oh, will that be all, Captain Peacock?
For the moment, Mrs Slocombe.
Oh, he's so coarse sometimes.
If you think he's coarse, just wait till you get to Spain. Last time I was there, I couldn't even walk on the beach without having my bottom pinched.
Really? Which particular beach was that?
Any beach. As soon as they see a female bottom, they go mad.
It's just as well I've been slimming. At least they won't have such a big target. Let's see what I've got it down to. Here, Miss Brabs, take this tape. What does it read?
Oh, doesn't it seem an awful lot in metric?
Why, what does it say?
54, whatever they are.
It's centipedes, Miss Brabs.
Well, whatever they are, you put on 2 more.
I don't know how you stay so slim. You must be starving yourself.
Well, I have a big meal every night.
I don't know how you can afford it.
Well, I can't. I have to keep going out with men I don't even like, just to keep body and soul together.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
It's easy. I wear a low-cut dress. They have a good look, and I have a good nosh.
But these days, they expect something afterwards, don't they?
Oh, yes, but they don't get it.
But why do they keep asking you out?
It's the same principle as a fruit machine. Once they've invested, they go on, hoping to hit the jackpot.
You have to pull the handle a lot of times to get my cherries up.
Here, you didn't forget your passport, did you?
No, I had a new photo. Look.
Ooh, isn't it awful? Here, what's this? The photo's fallen out.
That's the one I had took on the seafront at Yarmouth.
Don't your figure look smashing?
It's not mine. It's Raquel Welsh's. It's one of those where you stick your head through the hole. I sent it to the Lonely Hearts magazine. I couldn't open the door for letters.
Places, everyone?
Tote that barge, lift the bale, COD from British Rail.
Mr. Mash, how many times have I told you that goods must not be delivered on the floor after the store is open?
But it's a special, Captain. Marked most urgent.
If Mr. Rumbold sees it, his eyes will pop out of his head.
I just heard that a package has been delivered on the floor.
Look, his ears have popped out of his head, eh?
I have just castigated Mr. Mash.
Does that mean he can sing in the choir now?
Open the case and get it out the way at once. This whole department is getting very slack, Captain Peacock. We expect you to get dressed before you arrive at Grace Brothers.
I can explain, sir.
I don't want to hear any excuses. I want a word with the members of your department. Where's Mr. Humphreys?
I'm free. Oh, give me a hand, somebody. They dropped me off at Euston.
Mr. Humphreys, I trust you can explain arriving like a jack-in-the-box at 9:05.
Well, it's like this, you see. I've got this friend who's very possessive, who waited outside my flat all night just to say goodbye. Well, I didn't want a big emotional scene, you see.
Couldn't you have got the police to remove him?
What makes you think it was a him? Anyway, I phoned British Rail and they sent these 2 big men who stuffed me in the box.
Oh, wasn't it claustrophobic?
Well, yes, it was until the big one got out.
Lucky you didn't crush your handbag.
It's not my handbag. Well, am I the sort of person that would carry a crocodile handbag with suede shoes? I'm having it repaired for a friend.
She must be rich to afford a crocodile handbag.
What makes you think it's a she?
Never mind, settle down. Where's Granger?
Sorry, Mr. Rumbold. I took a couple of travel pills this morning and... Oh, damn!
They're certainly making him trouble.
Captain Peacock, I want to have a word with the staff while the store is quiet.
Certainly, sir. Mrs. Slocombe, are you free?
I'm free, Captain Peacock.
Miss Brahms, are you free?
Come on, Captain Peacock.
Mr. Lucas, are you free?
Yes, I think I'm just about free.
And are you free, Mr. Humphreys?
I've never been free, Captain Peacock, but I am available.
Are you free, Mr. Granger?
Yes, it was a false alarm.
And I'm free and all.
But you are not required, Mr. Mash.
Oh, it's like that, is it? Come the revolution, we'll all be equal. And then I'll be driving around in a big car.
Mr. Mash, I wonder if you'd be good enough to bring up those German goods.
Here, Jurgen, there then.
Do not refer to me in that way.
No, leave out the hair.
Pay attention, please. Mr. Rumbold has something to say.
Now, as you know, the wind of change is blowing through Grace Brothers.
Oh, damn!
We'll keep you informed, Mr. Granger.
Now, as we're all away on our holidays in the Don Bernardo Hotel, the store is being redecorated. On our return, we will be having a series of campaigns to push goods from the common market, commencing with Germany.
I don't see why we should push Jerry goods. We have enough trouble selling our own.
Do I detect an anti-German feeling?
You do, Mr. Rumbold. Some of us haven't forgotten the war. I remember being flung flat on my back on Clapham Common by a landmine, and the German Air Force was responsible.
All the other time she was flat on her back, the American Air Force was responsible.
Would you please knock it off?
She even remembers what she said.
Look, don't let us go into all this. I know how excited you're all getting about the prospect of starting our holiday on this very day, but...
Mr. Rumbold, speaking for myself, I don't think we should overemphasise the excitement of going away en masse, as it were.
I'm not a bit excited about going away with him.
I had personally planned a nostalgic visit to the Mersa Martra with Mrs. Peacock to visit once again the scene of our great assault.
Was that your honeymoon?
I was referring to the 8th Army.
Were you in it?
No, I was just referring to it.
My friend's very disappointed. We were both going to Olympia to show our pussies.
My friend is very disappointed as well.
Why, were you going to Olympia too?
No, we were going camping.
Well, you all had the opportunity to make your own arrangements. And let's face it, if it wasn't for the generosity of young Mr. Grace, where else could you get a week in Spain for £20 at a one-star hotel?
I've been wondering about that. How good is a one-star hotel?
Let's put it this way, Mrs. Slocombe. There is no such thing as a no-star hotel.
This is all beside the point.
Have I missed anything?
Not unless you were going to Olympia.
What I'm trying to say is this. Before we go, young Mr. Grace is most anxious for us to check the German goods and our methods of displaying them, so as we get a good start as soon as we come back.
I hope he's not still keen on us wearing those German costumes and doing that daft dance.
It was all agreed at the meeting, Mrs. Slocombe, and after all, we have rehearsed it.
You're telling me last night my back was so bad my friend had to give me a going over with brown paper and a hot iron.
We didn't rehearse last night.
I know, but I wasn't going to tell, was I?
Well, I'm against the whole idea. I don't like the Germans. They've got no sense of humour.
Well, won't there be a lot of Jerrys in Spain?
I sincerely hope so.
Right, that's settled then. Ah, matron, I see you're ready to give us the injections.
Injections? What injections?
Grace Brothers does not want you to take any risks, so we're giving you free immunisation against cholera. You go first, Mrs. Slocombe.
But the mere sight of a needle makes me pass out. I can't even knit.
The last time I had it in the arm, it left a nasty mark.
You won't have to have it in the arm.
I'll go first.
Ladies first. Come on, Mrs. Slocombe, let's get it over with.
These holiday pamphlets are all alike. All they show you is sun, sea and sex. But they never talk about a jacksie full of faxing.
In Mrs. Slocombe's absence, shall I put Mr. Humphreys in ladies' underwear?
You wait till you're asked.
Yes, Captain Peacock, do that.
Take over, Mr. Humphreys.
Are you being served, madam?
Well, I was looking for somebody of the same sex.
Aren't we all?
Oh, well, you see this suit I'm wearing? I'm not very happy with it.
No, I quite understand, madam. It's a bit old-fashioned, and you want something new.
It is new. I bought it here yesterday.
Did you? Let me have a look at it again. Oh, yes, of course. It's one of our revival lines, an echo of the 40s.
I'm not happy with the fit. It's a bit large.
Yes, some of the revival lines are a bit loose. Let's just have a look at the size. Oh, yes, it's a revived 45.
I'd like a size smaller.
I regret, madam, as you've worn it, we can't do that, but we can soon alter it. Now, how does it fit under the arms? Put them out, will you? Now down, please. Oh, my hands. Oh, that is cosy. That's a cosy fit, that's what I mean. If I could just have my hands back. Now, how's the chest?
I'm not complaining about the chest.
No, I don't wonder.
It's the skirt.
I'll get my chalk.
You need a bigger piece than that.
Now, which part of the skirt, madam?
Well, it's what one might call the derriere.
Oh, I specialise in derrieres. Now, what precisely is the trouble?
Well, it seems to droop a bit.
What, the derriere or the skirt?
The skirt. The skirt seems to droop at the back.
Ah, yes. Well, it wants taking in a little bit here. Would Madam brace herself for a quick tickle?
Ooh, ooh.
Well, that didn't hurt, did it?
No, I rather liked it.
Yes, it is nice, isn't it?
But if you take it in there, it will ride up when I sit down.
Quite right, madam. Now, let me brush this chalk off. No tucks in the derriere.
It's the waist, you see. Look, you can get your hand in.
Does madam regard that as a disadvantage?
Yes, look.
Oh, the things you see when you're not prepared. Oh dear, I've just dropped me chalk down there. Don't move.
Can you see?
You haven't got a torch, have you? I tell you what, you just jump up and down and see if anything pops out. Stop! I think something's going to pop out. Oh, hang on, I've spotted it. Let me use my tape and let me see if I can fish it out. It's just like Jaws, isn't it?
How are you getting on?
Oh, don't breathe. I think it's taken the bait. Oh, heck. My tape's stuck in the gusset. Ah, I can see it. I'll tell you what's going to happen. Shut your eyes, think of England, and I'll make a quick grab.
I didn't feel a thing.
Neither did I.
Oh, you are clever.
Not that clever. I've lost me watch.
What on earth is happening, Mr. Humphreys?
The lady's trying to get hold of my Rolex.
Your what?
My Rolex. It's a good job it's shocked you.
Here you are.
Our lady assistants will attend to you if you'd care to wait a few moments. They're just having smallpox and cholera at the moment.
I'll come back when they're better.
See, Mrs Slocombe, that wasn't so bad. We're still alive.
Here's Wilson and Keppel. Where's Betty?
By gum, my bum's numb.
I'd rather have had cholera.
I'm ready for the gentleman now.
We'd better leave somebody in the department. Would you mind staying behind, Mr. Granger, and taking charge of the floor?
With great pleasure, Captain Peacock.
Oh, well, here we go.
It's a far, far better thing I do.
Do I take it, nurse, that we have to remove our trousers in front of you?
Yes, but don't worry, I won't look.
Oh, that gives me a lot of confidence.
Can I help you, sir?
I'd like a pair of gloves, please.
Certainly, sir. Oh, damn. Are you free, Mrs Slocombe?
I'm free, Mr. Granger.
Would you take a pair of gloves? I have an urgent call.
What sort of gloves does Sir require?
Fur.
These gloves are very popular. They're rabbit.
Are they real rabbits?
Oh, guaranteed.
Yes, we don't leave two pairs in the same drawer together.
Thank you, Miss Brahms.
I have rather big hands.
These are the largest size.
Oh, in that case, they'll do beautifully.
Cash or account?
Account, please.
I'll just make the bill out.
Oh, I haven't finished yet.
Oh, was there something else?
What have you got in Y-fronts?
Y-front? I'm not too familiar with stock. Miss Brahms, come and have a look in the gentleman's drawers. Not yours, sir. I was referring to these here departmental drawers.
Here we are, underwear. Would these be the ones? Jokey shorts.
Jockey shorts, Miss Brahms.
Do jockeys have to have special underwear then?
As you see, we're rather out of the area here. What size do you think he wants?
Well, he has got big hands.
Well, what's that got to do with it?
Well, you know the saying, big hands, big...
I'm quite sure that's got nothing to do with it, but judging by the size of his nose, we'll give him large. There we are, sir. Will there be anything else?
Yes, I want a pair of trousers.
Well, I see. Could you come back later?
I'm in a hurry.
Do you know your size?
No, you'll have to measure me.
Take measure, Miss Brahms. Get a pad and pencil to take this down. Excuse me, sir. Will you be having that bulge there, sir?
Yes, that's my spectacle case.
I see. Are you ready, Miss Brahms?
Yes, I'm ready.
38, including the spectacles.
Including the what?
Spectacles, Miss Brahms. Does Sir happen to know his inside leg?
No, you'll have to take it.
We'll have to take it, Miss Brahms.
Couldn't we give him an estimate?
No, take it, Miss Brahms.
I'm not going to take it.
Why not?
I'm frightened.
What of?
The unknown.
Never mind, I've got an idea. Hold the tape like this. Was Sir by any chance in the army?
Yes, I was.
Good. About turn. Stand at ease.
31.
What colour, sir?
Fawn.
Sail, Mr. Granger. 34. 31. Trousers in form.
Thank you, Mrs Slocombe.
Eye up. Here comes the walking wounded.
My leg won't bend at the knee. I hope it's not permanent. I used to have such a pretty walk.
What happened to the gallant Captain Peacock?
He didn't take it so well.
Oh, I wouldn't have gone if I'd known she was going to throw the needle like a dart.
Think yourself lucky she didn't get a bullseye.
Would you like to sit down, Captain Peacock?
I don't think so.
Speaking for myself, I should be strap hanging all the way to Barcelona.
Never mind, the pain wears off after about 5 minutes.
I'm unspeakably glad to hear it.
Then you get dizzy, Captain Peacock. I've got a flask of brandy in my first aid cabinet in the fitting room, just for emergencies, you know. Would you care to join me?
Thank you, Mrs Slocombe. I shall be honoured.
Miss Brobs, take over while Captain Peacock and I have a quick one in the fitting room.
Blimey, what was in them injections?
Mr. Lucas, where have you been?
I've stopped off to chat with that blonde in the joke department.
You've been told off for that sort of thing before.
I know. The supervisor saw me, so I had to pretend I was a customer and buy these wind-up teeth.
Look out, here comes Biggie.
Please come over here and stop messing about. Captain Peacock, we must get our teeth into this German problem. Well, you've all seen the list of goods. They must be checked before we go on holiday.
Oh.
And there's one other thing. Young Mr. Grace is most anxious to see the German dance that you'll be performing during the German Sales Week.
Oh, no.
Well, speaking for myself, and I'm sure I'm unanimous in this, I feel right daft doing that German dance dressed like this.
I think we should wait till we put on the proper costumes.
Here.
I do agree, Miss Brahms. Fortunately, the proper costumes have just arrived, so there's nothing to stand in our way.
But people will see us.
Notice has already gone up in the lift that this department is temporarily closed.
I trust if I join this charade, I will be given some kind of garment which will be in keeping with my position.
Why don't you dress up as Hitler?
Don't worry, Captain Peacock. I shall see whatever you wear gives you the proper air of authority.
Act on, get your gear in here.
That will do, Mr. Mash. Sign for those goods and then everyone go and get changed.
Would you ever believe it? They're making us work right up until the last second.
Well, I suppose it's the least we can do for Grace Brothers. After all, they are subsidising our holiday.
Here you are. Here's a couple of German signs.
What do those signs say? Einfahrt and Ausfahrt?
Oh, damn!
Mrs Slocombe, Einfahrt means way in, and Ausfahrt means way out.
Descriptive language, isn't it?
4 boxes of whatever they are.
What's this box say? Sex Underhosen. I wonder what's inside.
Don't get carried away, Mrs Slocombe. Underhosen, literally translated, means under trousers.
Under trousers? Do you mean knickers?
I'm not selling German sex knickers.
Sex, Mrs Slocombe, is the word they use for 6 in Germany.
What do they use for sex?
The same as they use in England.
Will you hurry up, Mr Mash?
There you are, 12 bras.
What's German for that written on the box? What's written on this box? Bust and halter? Doesn't it sound crude?
Let's have a look. Bust and halter? It would hold anything, that would, including a bust.
Heavens above, what size is that?
It says Klein.
Klein, Miss Brahms, means small.
My, they're well built, those German girls, aren't they?
Here's your box, gents.
1 dozen strumps. Oh, look, they're socks.
If we're going to sell that lot, we're going to have to put our strumps up. Oh, look, long Johans.
Aren't you all changed yet?
Just checking the goods, sir.
Well, hurry it up, Peacock. Young Mr. Grace is waiting.
Right, changing rooms, everybody.
You'd better answer it, Mr. Lucas.
Hello, menswear. There's a customer here. Can't come to be measured for a suit, so he would like us to send him one.
Now, what size and colour?
Can I have your size and colour, sir? He's white, but he doesn't know his size.
I'll take the phone. Now, have you got a tape measure, sir? Will you measure yourself and we'll write it down? You can't have it for a fortnight because we're all going on holiday. Yes, all the men. Yes, isn't it cosy? He's got a nice voice, Mr. Lucas, hasn't he? Now, are you ready? Now, hold it between the thumb and forefinger in the left hand. The tape. And we'll do the chest first. Now, swing it around your back and catch it in your left hand. Keeping a firm grip with your left and bring the two ends round to the front. Breathe in and out. Keep your finger on the mark and tell me exactly what it reads. Oh, you can't read it because you're what, sir? He's not wearing his glasses. Oh, he's found them. Oh, he had to let go of the tape to do it. Let's start with something easy, sir, like your arm. Now put one end of the tape on the shoulder seam of your jacket. Oh no, you're wearing a sweater? Well, put it on where your shoulder ends and your arm begins, right? Oh, I wish I hadn't started.
You're working well.
Now with one end on your shoulder, stretch out your arm to the fullest extent and tell me how long it is to your wrist. What's that? You're very faint. Can you shout? Can you hear me? Mr. Lucas, he's got the phone in the hand of the arm that we're trying to measure. Hello? Bring the phone back to your ear. Ah, that's better. Now, what does the tape read? 6 inches? Oh, dear sir. Just let your arm hang down by your side and let the tape dangle down. Now, what does it read? Ah, good. We've got one, Mr. Lucas. Yes, 48 inches. I see, from your hand to the floor.
He must be standing like that.
I said he had a nice voice, didn't I, Mr. Lucas? Right, sir, we'll take that as an outside leg measurement. Now, while we're in that area, we'll do the inside leg. Oh, this should be fun.
I think this has gone far enough, Mr. Humphreys. I'll take over now.
Hang on, sir. I'm going to pass you over to Rumpelstiltskin.
Good morning, sir. Granger, the senior assistant here. What colour suit did you have in mind? Dark blue? How tall are you, sir? 5'10"? Weight, sir? 11 stone 4 pound. As soon as we get back, send off a dark blue 42 regular. And when you get the cheque, credit the sale to me.
Yes, Mr. Granger. What's the customer's address?
Oh, damn!
Ah, I hope you'll be with us this time, long enough to demonstrate the dance.
So do I.
Mr. Rumbold, I have a very serious complaint.
Not the same one as Mr. Granger, I hope.
You did assure me that my costume would give me the appropriate air of authority. Well, I'm getting a lot of air, but very little authority.
You have my permission to put a brick of brush in the hat.
Thank you, Mr. Rumbold.
How shall I wear my braces? Like this? Or like this?
You have a couple of problems there, Miss Brahms.
Well, you're men. You wear braces, you should know.
We don't have the same sort of problem. Why don't you take them off altogether?
If I did, my trousers would fall down.
Never mind that, Miss Brahms. Where's Mrs. Slocombe?
Well, when she bent down to put her boots on, she come over all dizzy. So she had another quick brandy to revive herself. I think she's revived herself too much.
This hat's too tight. It's making me giddy. Blimey, no idea how stupid you all look. It's very innocuous, this brandy, isn't it?
You want to watch out, Miss Slocombe. It creeps up on you.
I think it's overtaken her.
If you wear your braces like mine, Miss Brahms, it's much more feminine. You haven't been on the brandy, have you? You're wearing about a lot. Stand still.
Blimey, half the ladies' department is hers to combat.
You watch your language, my girl.
I don't know why, but my eyes are watering.
For somebody twiddle his knob is all out of focus.
Places, everybody. Ready for the dance?
Oh, the dance.
Oh, stop her, someone. Otherwise she'll do herself a mischief.
You're right. If it all starts wobbling, we'll never stop it.
He's coming. Places, everybody.
Yes, places.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Mr. Grace. We're ready with the dance, sir.
Not yet, Mrs Slocombe.
As long as you realise I've done half of this already.
Right, I will give you the usual introduction.
You're supposed to be gentle.
I was gentle. I went like that.
You didn't. You went like that.
I do not go like that.
And next time I shall go like that.
In which case, I shall go like that.
Two can play at that game.
Stop, please. Forgetting that unfortunate incident, sir, what do you think?
What do I think? I think you've all done very well. Close the shop, Mr. Rumpole, and go on holiday.